Hi folks, today's January 6th. It's a little chilly in the land of enchantment. Today we're going to go for a ride on the La Llorona trail, and it starts in Fair Acres, Picacho area of Las Cruces. I'm going to traverse alongside the Rio Grande River for about a little over 9 miles. The trail right now is 9 miles long, so I'm going to do an 18-mile ride today. Take you down there. Now I'm anticipating some flats today because there's goat heads down there, but I'm slimed up, my tires are slimed, and I have tubes and I have pumps, so let's go try to do this trail. It's a little cold today. There's a vortex, polar vortex coming in. It's already hit most of America for the last couple of days, but it's gonna make its way here tomorrow. So El Paso is actually calling for snow. So let's go for a ride. Well, like I said, folks, we're on the Rio Grande, riding the La Llorona trail. It's January 6th, and it's a little brisk this morning. It's in the 30s, but I'm pretty well wind proofed up, and it's cold, but I got to get a ride in. The weather's turning to bad this week. Starting tomorrow, we're calling for snow for the next 2 or 3 days. So it's my first real winter ride on a trike. But hey, we can do this. Get these legs pumping. Pump those legs. Get some heat building up. I've never been down this trail. We're exploring together. Anticipating goat heads. We are on the Rio Grande. Hopefully I don't take any because I don't really want to do that, but we'll see. Anyway, let's ride this trail to see what it's all about.
La Llorona, the short legend of the crying woman, is one of the best known Mexican myths that has traveled throughout Latin America and has become one of the most popular legends of the continent. She cries out for her baby. The irate ghost crying, pain that can be heard throughout the land of the Rio Grande banks or the lagoons. Oh, my baby. I cannot find my baby. She looks through the cemeteries and through the river. She looks in the mountains and the valleys, depending on the region she's in. Thousands of versions have been repeated of this story. From mouth to mouth, the visions of this woman in white looking for her lost children have gone across the land. The crying woman, sometimes Creole, sometimes she's Native American. She is looking for her children as she drowned. It is believed that one child, some say 3. Oh, my children, where are my children? She weeps. She is damned for the eternity of time to look for her children. It is said that the foundation of this story comes from Mexico.
It's a little cold, folks. It's a nice trail. You can ride this trail year round as long as it ain't snowing like tomorrow. This is supposedly, they're gonna build about 400 miles of what I've read, I don't know. Eventually they'll connect all these trails together. Hopefully they can get it done pretty soon. So I brought my trike in my van and unloaded over here at the La Llorona Park, and jumped on the trail. I think this trail, when we get there, it's going to take me all the way to Mesilla. Like I said, this is my first ride on this trail, and it's pretty cool. I like it. It's right on the Rio Grande. I mean, Rio Grande's right there. Can't see it because of these what they call the bosque. It's all these, it looks like river willow and some other trees. A couple of cottonwoods. There's a cottonwood right there. There's a lot of ducks. I've seen some I think I just saw a crane. There is a little bit of water that they're letting loose here, just enough to keep the wildlife. A lot of ducks and some cranes, I guess, winter here. Some on this about her. It's a legend. The weeping woman, the wailing woman. She looks for her children that drowned. Legend is, some accounts say she drowned them. Some say she drowned just her sons. Some say that she drowned her daughters and her sons. 2 or 3 children. From an illicit affair that she had. With a Spanish soldier that would not marry her, but he got her pregnant and had children. And then she was cursed to forevermore look for her drowned children. And she haunts these waters of the Rio Grande looking for her lost children. Anyway, it's deep in the folklore of New Mexico, Latino. They say it originates down in Mexico. Good morning. They say you never see very many people down here. You can hike this trail and ride this trail. So anyway, my dad grew up in Truth and Consequences right on the Rio Grande. The Rio Grande was my grandmother's backyard, 50 feet off the back porch. My dad says the story is of La Llorona is to scare the children, to keep them away from the ditches and keep them away from the rivers and the waterways so they don't drown. But I'll tell you, these folks down here, it's steep in folklore. They swear that she's here haunting these areas from all over the country, mostly down in Mexico, all the way through New Mexico, probably other points where there's water. She yells, screaming, looking for her lost children that she murdered by drowning them. Others say that she was cursed because she was of Aztec descent in Mexico, and she was a traitor to her people because she helped the Spanish, and she was cursed. Who knows? I ain't afraid. I wouldn't want to be down here at night though, I'll tell you that right now. I ain't as scared. That's what my children used to say. I ain't as scared. They must believe in her down here. They named a park after her and this trail after her. It's a nice trail. I guess I just got to the town of Mesilla. This is the extension that I was telling you about. They're expanding this trail. This is the new part. What I've read is they're going to extend this for miles, I guess along the Rio Grande. What do you guys think about La Llorona? Do you think it's true? Do you believe in spirits and people that are cursed to haunt the earth for all time? Do you think any of that stuff's true? Well, this is pretty narrow. I'm curious to see what you think. If you think those kind of stories are true, let me know. See, I gotta cross the road here, I guess. These are cotton fields that they've harvested, and you can still see the cotton laying out there. And it looks like they're bringing in manure to fertilize the fields again. Algodones! That's what cotton is in Spanish. So I'm in Mesilla. I brought you here. If you've watched my video about Mesilla and old Adobe, that's this ride. That's where I'm at now. I've ridden here. I've ridden this part of the trail before. The trail just ended, so I'm in Mesilla now. Ángeles. I'm gonna go in here and get a cup of coffee and warm up. This is a really good place to eat, folks. Ángeles. It's right here in Mesilla. Let's go in here and get a cup of coffee. These are good people, good eats. Gotta find a place to park. Where can I park? Right here? Good eats, good eats. Let's turn everything off. Can't do anything with my gloves on. Good morning. Thank you. Anyway, I come here and eat a lot. Really good shrimp tacos here.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just you? Were you wanting to sit over there?
And the sun would be good.
Okay, perfect.
It's a little cold.
Yeah, definitely. Right here, thank you.
Gracias.
Of course.
Anyway, I'm gonna get me some coffee. They got really good shrimp tacos here. Mexican style tacos. And I like it. I feel much better now that I had a hot cup of coffee. Anyway, come here and eat. It's pretty good stuff. Now they also own that place right across the street called Ángeles Doghouse. Pretty much the same menu except they add hamburger. Well, they have hamburgers here too. They add hot dogs over across the street. It's a really nice little cantina over there. Anyway, that's a good place to eat. Across there, a little cantina in there. So that trail we just rode, La Llorona, ends up here in Mesilla. It's one of my favorite places in New Mexico. Come down here a lot. Go to church here on Saturday nights. Right there, that's where we go to church while we're staying in Cruces. This is one of 2 basilicas in the state. Looks like they're taking down all their Christmas decorations. I brought you down here before. If you watch some of my videos, I did a 2-part series on Mesilla all by itself, the old adobes. Some need to be restored still. Thing's probably still worth $1 million. In Mesilla, everything's expensive. Good morning.
All right, nice ride.
Yeah, nice ride. Nice people. About 9 miles long. So if you do the whole thing, that's an 18-mile round trip. It's a nice ride. Probably a little nicer when the weather's warmer, but you know, it wasn't bad today. It's getting a little nicer. I got a cup of coffee, I feel better. I got out here real early. Gotta take my son to basketball practice. He starts school back tomorrow, but practice, boy, they practice even when they're on winter break. Little herd of cattle. Well, people, I hope you like my adventures. I hope you like my rides. I hope you like my ghost stories, my folklore, the history of the Southwest, the history of New Mexico, the local people. I do like riding. I enjoy this trike. There's not a day that I don't wake up. Where can I go ride? What can I do? Where can I go? I was in there having a cup of coffee. My dad texted me and says my new Sunseeker Fat Tad is in El Paso, ready for delivery. It beat the storm. Just on the hair of his chinny chin chin. Just on the hair of his chinny chin chin. Woo! They may not deliver it today. If they wait till tomorrow, they may get caught up in that storm. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got a lot of parts, start building my top. Told you in my last video. Go watch that video about Smitty rides his Terra Trike charge until his feet hurt. Well, guess what? They don't hurt anymore. Castor oil and moving my feet up on the pedals. I went for my first 25-mile ride yesterday. I didn't film it, but I did ride it. No tingling in my feet for the first time in 6 months. Mickey at Laid Bicycles and my wife telling me about castor oil, and Mickey telling me about how to adjust my feet on my pedals is all the difference in the world. I love both those people because I really enjoy riding my trike. It's like, I grew up riding a trike, or excuse me, a bike. I grew up riding a bike. We moved to Albuquerque in 1971. My dad got me a banana seat bicycle, and that was fun. And then in middle school, I think my mom bought me a Schwinn, big old heavy tents all over Albuquerque on that thing, and I had some of the best built legs of anybody my age. I mean, my legs were ripped, but I rode that dang bike. Crashed it a couple of times too. I rode that thing all over the place. I had a buddy of mine from elementary, Greg Benson. Me and him rode our bikes all over the place, all over Albuquerque. I loved riding bikes. And I've missed it. I couldn't ride anymore. I tried after I had my heart attack about 3.5, 4 years ago. There's onions right there. After I had my heart attack, I tried to ride a mountain bike. And I was tearing myself up. Got you on blood thinners and stuff, and I'd run into a little twig or a cactus, just nick it. I'd just sideswipe a cactus or something and just nick my leg, and I'd bleed. Or I'd fall down in the sand and I'd get all bruised up real easy. So really didn't work out well for me. And then I got a bad hip. And I say it's bad, it gets irritated when I ride a bike. And then my neck gets sore. I'm a mess. I get real tired out there on the bike and just, I'm staring at the ground, and this is a whole different world. I was telling my dad, I feel like I'm flying. I feel like I'm flying. Doesn't feel like you're riding a bike. You ain't riding a bike, you're riding a trike. It's a whole different experience. Riding a trike is a whole different experience. There's no comparison. The only comparison is you got wheels and derailleurs and chains. Other than that, there's no comparison to a bike and a trike. It's more relaxed. You look around, you can see. Just a much better experience for me. I don't got nothing against bikes. I'd probably ride them if I could. Call your trike companies, and if you've got disabilities and stuff, and see if they'll help you out. It's a little narrow right there. Call your VA up, get your VA representative, and see if I've read that wounded warriors will help try to get you a trike and get you out there. If you need adaptive setups, that they'll help you with that as well. I'm not affiliated with Wounded Warriors. I just ride for Wounded Warriors. I don't know if Wounded Warriors has copywritten that term or not. I don't see how they could, because if you're wounded and you're a warrior, then it's a Wounded Warrior. But it's a good organization, and I think that can help you get a trike if you want one, if the VA will pay for it or not. Anyway, folks, I'm headed back to the van. I hope you enjoyed my adventure. I hope you enjoyed the ride on the Rio Grande, on the Llorona Trail. Like and subscribe.